We here to talk about Joe Budden, price packs. You know what I'm saying? All that little shit. But hey, we here to talk about Joe Budden. So basically, there's a theory. I believe it's from the podcast. Joe Budden addresses rumors that Drake is trying to box out his podcast from Beef Talk reacts to Taylor Made Freestyle. The recent Wednesday episode of the Joe Budden podcast. I don't remember the numbers. I'm not gonna lie. It's the most recent one. Just go check it out. Of the, I guess, free podcast, if you will. But anyways. That one came out. We seen it come out, and now it has got to the point where, yeah, sorry, I thought my shit stopped recording. Sorry about that little pause there. But yeah, now it has got to the point that Joseph Budden states that Drake is doing these drops on the Saturday or whatever after the podcast. So they cannot talk about it on the podcast. Now, this is the thing with that. Now, Joe and Drake's relationship, I don't know how it's going. We even seen Drake, because I think Adam 22 asked Drake is about the big three, and Drake even clearly said, regardless of whatever back and forth or issues him and Joe Budden have, it was like, hey, yo, Joe is part of the big three, yada, yada, yada. And I did this video about Adam versus Joe Budden. Now, don't get me wrong. Adam's probably in the big three as well. But if we're just talking about hip-hop media and just journalism or just having these takes and these compelling arguments, it's fucking Joe. But, like, come on, bro. Like, Adam, I don't know where you getting that. Maybe you make more money than Joe. That's perfectly fine. Or you're... the entity of No Jumper makes more money than the Joe Budden podcast, but even still. And again, I don't know what the fuck Joe's making on Patreon. I don't know if I'm not gonna say. And also with Adam 22, you gotta add the adult film stuff in there as well. But besides all that, basically, back to the Drake and Joe Budden shit. They have not been on the best of terms. We've seen Joe Budden be very critical of Drake, saying he likes too many little girls. He's not feeling what was the last album? For All the Dogs, he wasn't feeling it. Even just talking about it, Drake having those captions and long ass paragraphs for Joe Budden, posting him doing all that fuck shit. Even recently when he was doing the show in New York, posting up a Joe Budden picture just to be petty as hell. What else? Having the Scary Hours 3 was it Scary Hours 3 or the Scary Hours edition of For All the Dogs, and having certain songs that you could say spark some debate, because how Joe was very critical of Drake, of saying, I miss the old Drake, why doesn't he rap like this? He be hanging out with too many young girls, yada, 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 and him kind of addressing that and saying some slick shit against Joe on that project. Joe not really talking about it. Apparently they had a DM exchange, yada, yada, yada. It's like Joe might have some I guess reason to believe that. He might have a proper theory, and it might even be true. Now recently we have seen with the whole push-ups getting leaked and Drake, or maybe Drake's people, sending it to Ack, Rick Ross, and in the Champagne Moments diss track to Ack, and all this rap Civil War shit. Maybe at this point, because Ack streams like a motherfucker, this nigga will be on stream for like 8 hours. And shout out Big Ack. But he's just like, yo, I'm going to just send it to Ack. And Ack is going to do his shit, you know what I'm saying? Now again, maybe he's done or tired of Joe's critique, because he doesn't feel like Joe is having a fair critique. From academics, when academics kind of ascertained about the whole Drake and Joe Budden shit that happened, he kind of said that Drake had an issue with Joe Budden talking about like women he deals with and certain stuff like that should not be involved in the music. Why the fuck are you talking about that? Yada, yada, yada. But again, he might have something here. Also, even in Taylor Made Freestyle, he did say some shit in the Pac AI voice that, oh yeah, you say he sleeps with little girls like Joe Budden podcast be saying, and all that other extra shit. So clearly he listens, number one. And clearly, yeah, maybe there's something there. Maybe he doesn't really want him to critique it in real time, because maybe he thinks Joe just makes some wild takes without sitting there and actually listening and seeing Drake's perspective. Also, I could get the artists in general being mad at Joe because he used to be an artist, and he might say some shit and it's like, gang, you know how this shit go. You was an artist as well. Why you moving? You're kind of moving the goalpost. And maybe that's true. Again, I don't know how it would be to be an artist turned to a podcaster and then talk about certain things. And maybe you still being an artist and you're like, wait, Joe, you know how the fuck this shit goes. You're doing a little too much, man. Maybe. But anyways, let's read this a little bit. So, every corner of the rap community continues to be captivated by the Civil War. Who coined that? Was it Joe that coined the rap Civil War? But anyways, going on right now. One prominent figure that has been enjoying the war of words has been Joe Budden. The rapper turned podcaster has been reacting, giving his 2 cents on the situation as of late. His most recent discussion was around push-ups and his favorite bar, but a new clip from Joe Budden podcast has now surfaced for the tailor-made freestyle. At the start of the snippet, the New Yorker was clearly hyped to be back in the podcast studio. Before him and the crew got into the recent diss, though, the panel wanted to address some chatter that Drake was trying to box them out, if you will, of beef talk. Because TaylorMade came out on Friday 19th of Friday, they were not able to react to it right away. However, he kind of dropped in that afternoon, late evening as well. Anyways, Joe Budden made sure to be clear that if the diss was essentially good enough, he would react to it ASAP. But the podcast crew decided to wait until they were scheduled to come back to give their thoughts. They also did not come in early because Drake listens to Joe Budden more than Kendrick does. Yeah, that's fucking true. Yeah, I could have told you that as well. Kendrick don't listen to no. I don't know if that nigga still heard Drake's diss. Like I said in other video, Baby Keem walked to that nigga house. You know, what was that? The hillbillies, you know, whatever y'all collective is, and play that nigga the disses. I don't think he heard it. This nigga doing push-ups in the park, probably buying ice cream for the kids at the ice cream truck. This nigga fucking playing hopscotch. Like, bro, this nigga seems detached from the internet and the world. Like, I think you gotta call that nigga like 25 times before he picks up. Like, oh shit, what's up? Like, nigga could just be confused. By the way, if you hear some background noise, my bad. You know what I'm saying? There's tennis on. Motherfuckers in my house love tennis. But anyways. With that out of the way, what are your thoughts about the freestyle? What are your thoughts about Joe Budden and his response to Drake's tailor-made freestyle? Are you surprised? Oh, sorry, I skipped a part. Well, Joe and the crew thoroughly enjoyed it. They appreciated the aspect of incorporating AI verses from Snoop and Tupac. Additionally, they thought the beat was excellent. It was a nice beat. I did enjoy that beat. That beat was very nice. And Budden even went as far as to say that Drake was a genius for this. They believe that Drake is just taunting K.Dot right now, but he that does have some serious venom ready to go when Lamar eventually responds. And we'll see what happens with it. Now, again, Kendrick moves on a different time than other people. How people have a 24-hour clock, I don't know if this nigga has a 72 or a 96-hour clock. Like, this nigga is moving slower than molasses. I don't know what's going on with him. But besides that, we shall wait and see if he does respond. And hey, there's allegations or rumor allegations. I be talking about Diddy too much. I be saying allegations. No Diddy, you heard me. But anyways, there's rumors about that he might drop in May. We'll see what happens with that. Besides all that, I do believe maybe with Joe and sometimes the way he talks and how his takes always go viral in certain aspects like that, maybe Drake's like, you know what? I'ma drop it later on in the Friday, early Saturday, so y'all niggas don't have time to touch that. And then y'all could come back Wednesday when you had time to sit with it and give maybe a better take. Because there was a point like Joe, maybe you could say Joe was doing too much or was being a little bit more performative. And then maybe Drake got upset at that. Again, we don't know exactly what was said in them DMs, but it was what it was. Other than that, maybe this nigga's like, I'm gonna get it at the end. He sees niggas like academic streaming for like 8 fucking hours. Like, hey, nigga, here you go. Nigga, you streaming? When you streaming? All right, shit, here you go. Premiere that shit. Talk about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what it is. And we'll see what happens. By the way, bro, if I was Joe Budden, I'll be mad as hell. How the fuck Adam 22 asking Drake that? Who's the big three? Ag and Drake, yeah, have some communication. Or we see Maul from Rory and Maul. Or the OG Joe Budden podcast. Well, not OG. Whatever the fuck y'all call them niggas. But See Ma from Rory and Ma have some line towards Drake. All these niggas getting lines and having proper conversations. Again, I don't know if Drake been DMing that nigga recently or the other way, vice versa. With that being said, I'll be mad as hell if I was Joe. Like all these niggas getting some tea and you not, in a sense. Now again, Joe is industry, if you will, so he knows some stuff. And I do believe there's a Kendrick Lamar has a diss track towards Drake, probably in the tuck. When are we getting it? I don't know. But we shall see what happens. We'll see if the main rumors come true. But besides all that, do you think Joe Budden has some logic here with him saying that Drake is kind of avoiding him like a scorned lover? Or you think it's all in his head? Anyways, hey, like, subscribe, help your boy out, help your boy grow. It's your friendly neighborhood K.A. signing out for today. The Black TJ that while doing this thing. My name ring bells like Quasimodo. Hit like, subscribe. You want to hear some more dough. I'm gone. Slams on peace, y'all, gang. Aye.